All right, folks, just a little bit of an update and maybe a little more positivity than the last video this morning. I think I deserve a little bit of credit for being a little comical, but whatever. Yeah, things are a little more positive here. It took a little while to get going here this morning. All is well. Most importantly, this group of big pregnant girls here, they were absolutely angry this morning. I started throwing hay in here and they, oh, you want to talk about a rambunctious crowd. They got 3 full bales of very, very good hay this morning. No baleage of any kind. I just, I fed them all dry hay this morning. I entered into some pretty fair hay on the other side of the hill on those rows. This stuff goes without saying. It's just really good. This is one of those bales that caramelized, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at it. It may be. Yes. In fact, it kind of proves the point. It's kind of half frozen inside. So apparently I baled this a little more high moisture than I should have. But I remember that I was beating a storm, and this was phenomenal. Second crop grassy hay. I did not want it getting rained on, so I decided to bale a little bit higher moisture, which is a big no-no. But it was that or lose the majority of the crop's goodness. I don't have the words here this morning. By the way, it did warm up. As you can tell, the sun, which makes a huge, huge difference, is out. And it's probably 0. If not 0, 1 or 2 below, which is a world away from 20 below this morning. In fact, with wind chill, they were saying we had about 28 below. But no more of that talk. Cows are doing real good. They're real happy now. I just came out here to check all the water tanks. The water tanks are fine, to my surprise, which means that these girls have been drinking, and they have been. When I first got out here, there was about 7 or 8 cows in the shelter. There's my favorite Psycho 1020. Yeah. Just looking for mischief. I do have a plan with 1020. Not on this video though. This is another bale of that caramelized hay. It came from the same section, same field, same area. This one obviously was just a little bit drier. Looks nothing like the other bale. And these girls are just eating this hay right up. Okay. I don't like this site any more than you do, with the exception of some really nice dry product for them to bed down on, which is very important. This is a round bale of hay, which was barely touched. It was out here for 2 days, and after this morning, and as starved as they were still barely picking at it, so I said to heck with it. I lifted up the ring. I tried spreading around just a little bit. They will spread the rest of it. And no harm, no foul. I don't want to see this often, and it doesn't happen often, so I'm not going to cry the blues about it. But what are you all rambunctious about? Bale sale got canceled today, and I fully understand. In fact, I support it. This good man is coming from well over an hour away. He had his hands full, probably worse than me this morning. Basically he's got about 4 times the amount of animals, and they still at 1 p.m. this afternoon couldn't get their tractors started. They had a skid steer, which they were able to feed the cows enough just for them not to break out. But then his big older dually Ford, it's actually a beautiful truck. I love that farm truck. Would not, it refused to start. So obviously everything is all gelled up, including my tractor this morning. But what are you gonna do? I should be in fair order with the tractor as far as gelling up. While I jibber jabber, this white and black behind me is the one we're gonna talk about. She's due here within about 10 to 15 days. We'll talk about that. The fuel man came, and so about, $1,150 later in fuel, which, cheers, happy times. We ended up topping off the rest of my tractor, which was only at a half a tank, with number 1, with some additives. So for the next week, I think it should be a little more fair as far as that fuel gelling up. Okay. This is the girl I've been speaking about. I took a big gamble. I purchased her with a couple others this summer. The other ones are true younger heifers. This one is about 3 years old, and she is ready to calf. She is starting her udder development and has for some time now, but truly bagging up, no. There might be some of you out there that can take a look right now just through this screen and tell me the days. We figure 10 to 15. Now it's at Dad figures, and he's I'm not really going to put anybody else up against him to judge, because that's just all that's to it. But we're going to keep a really good healthy eye on her, and once we figure she's days away, she's going to go in what we call the overflow pen, and lots of nice straw bedding. There's shelter there, and she'll be well taken care of. So that being said, this is the absolute wrong time for us to be calving, and we're not calving. This is not normal. That was a gamble, folks. I'd have to say that gamble paid off. The timing sequence did not, but hey, we don't live in a perfect world. Some of yous do, I don't. The gamble paid off. I'm going to sound like a shyster here. I'm not a shyster. I think I've proved that over the years here on this channel. I basically gave a gambler's price for her, and rightfully so, and the owner agreed. I gave a price that I could get back if she had to go to slaughter. And as it turns out, she's about to have a calf, hopefully no problems. And I can guarantee you, as long as she's a good mother and the calf comes out fine and everything's hunky-dory, she will be bred back again August 1st. So, very good piece of positive news there. A little gamble that paid off. All's well. The girls are happy. Heiferlot's happy. Heiferlot is not really due for a new bale of alfalfa baleage, but I'm going to give them one anyway this afternoon. In fact, probably in about another half hour. Because it's one less thing to monkey around with tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I believe we're going to have our hands full. It's not going to be as severe as today. Excuse me. But it's going to be bad enough. And feeding out that baleage of alfalfa is one last thing that I have to do tomorrow morning. Reason being is I have to hit the road for a few days at the worst time in the world. Like I said, we don't live in a perfect world. So what are you gonna do? Very happy with this water today, all day. And they're hardly drinking. It's just, it's not freezing. The float ball did freeze. This morning it had to be broken loose, but that's to be expected. Other than that, it's doing fine. That's about it, folks. It's a little update. I gotta get going here. I got a few things to polish up before night chores start here in a couple hours. I gotta situate some bales for the next 4 or 5 days. While we have this really nasty weather, because trust me, it's going to get worse. Yes, I said that, it's going to get worse. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week is going to be the devil. I'm going to situate some bales, because right now we choose not to feed any of those end cap bales. And as you can see, I got a bunch of them piled up there ready to go first. No, with these kind of weather conditions and already a lot of work and everything else, I need to get some true good hay picked out and ready to feed for the next 3 days. So small potatoes. Other than that, it's I'd have to now call it a beautiful afternoon in the UP of Michigan. Yeah, that's about it, folks. Stay tuned for another video coming up sooner than later today, and it's going to be a happy shout out video. Happy shout out. And stay tuned. I guarantee you'll enjoy it just as much as I do. Talk to you sooner than later, folks.